Aloha, my friends and familia, and happy Lions Gate portal. The energy is just beginning. We are opening up to an 8-month cycle of incredible opportunity, incredible activations, and the energy is just beginning to roar, so to speak. And so I am here live. I am Lotus Dawn. I'm your True the Stars sidereal astrologer. I follow the true placement of the stars in the sky where they're actually located. And the energies have been absolutely through the roof. 888 yesterday, it floored me. It was so powerful. My partner and I actually did a wealth energy activation clearing call to clear blocks to receiving the divine downloads from this activation. And so the replay is up. If you would like a link to that, I can send it to you. It's so powerful. And I wanted to go into the Lionsgate. There is a lot of controversy in the astrological community about, is Lionsgate real? What is it? Why is it so powerful? Why does it benefit me? What does it mean? That I wanted to dive into the story of Lionsgate because there is a lot more to it than a lot of us may think. And the origins of Lionsgate go back to ancient times and have been being celebrated for thousands of years. And to sum it up very briefly, before we go back into the full story, Lionsgate is basically the ancient Egyptian celebration of their new year. And it would align to this powerful alignment between the fixed star Sirius, Orion's belt, and the ancient pyramids. And so I wanted to take you on a journey back in time and tell you this story of Sirius and Orion, which is actually beautiful, and it is based on a love story. And this is a time for love, as Venus, the goddess of love, the billionaire planet, is conjunct Regulus, the heart of the lion. And it is a time for stepping into our hearts and having the courage to choose to do what we love, to be brave enough, like the lion, to activate that soul mission, and to potentially attract in love and divine union and wealth. And I want to show you that story. So if you'd like to join me, sit back, get comfortable, and we're going to go on a little journey back in time. All right. So we have to first go back to Egypt. And Lionsgate and Sirius has been a sacred symbol for many ancient cultures. However, the story of the ancient Egyptian connection to Sirius, to me, is the most romantic and the most profound. And many of you will be able to relate to this. How many of you are familiar with the story of Isis and Osiris? Because Isis and Osiris, ancient Egypt and the pyramids, figure prominently in explaining and understanding what this Lionsgate is, what this 888 portal has been an opportunity for. So I'd love to know how many of you know about the story of Isis and Osiris. Right. So Isis and Osiris were basically the divine creator gods, the divine couple who were the first gods of ancient Egypt. And Isis was the divine feminine goddess of the hearth and the home. She represented the energies of abundance and wealth and prosperity. And Osiris, of course, represented the masculine qualities of strength and leadership, and he was the ruler of ancient Egypt. Whether they were humans before they became gods is unclear. My guess is that they were perhaps extraterrestrials who came to Egypt and created the Egyptian society, is my guess. So the story of Isis and Osiris is a little bit intense. And the reason I want to share it with you is that the stars of Sirius, this star here, and of Osiris are the stars that line up perfectly with the pyramids at this time of the Lion's Gate. So here are the three stars of Orion's belt, and here is Sirius over here, and they line up perfectly every year with the pyramids, and they rise with the sun at the time of Lion's Gate. And so every year at the Lion's Gate, Sirius and Osiris have been under the horizon for 70 days from about May 30th until July 30th, at which point they begin to come up above the eastern horizon, peaking around August 8th, where everyone in the world, depending on their latitude or longitude, now have Isis and Osiris on the eastern horizon, rising with the sun. And so that is what Lion's Gate is about the rising of the stars of Isis and Osiris, the stars of Sirius and Orion, with the sun. And so that takes us back to the story of Isis and Osiris. And so Isis and Osiris were happily together, happily married, happily governing ancient Egypt. And of course, there was some tragedy, and his brother Seth grew jealous and decided to kill his brother. He cut him up into lots of pieces. He scattered them across the earth. And Isis was just totally crushed, right? And she so loved her partner that she scoured the globe to find his body parts, and she used a type of magic to bring him back to life, though this magic only lasted for a brief time, but long enough for them to conceive their child. And you can see in this picture here, they have a child. Their child, Horus, which became like the Christ energy. And then, of course, Osiris had to descend back into the underworld, and Horus became his mother's assistant and helper and helped to rule the lands with her. Okay. And so we have, with the energy of Isis and Osiris, the energy of the divine union, the energy of the divine feminine and the divine masculine being brought together, creating the third, the divine child, 1, 2, and 3. And so there is an energy around the story of ascension with this Lion's Gate. Just like with Christ, Osiris was reborn and rebirthed. And the Lion's Gate represents the time when, after having been killed for 70 days, the stars of Sirius and Orion go under the horizon. And then at July 30th through the 8th, as the stars Sirius and Orion rise, is known as the rebirth of Osiris. It is when Isis brings him back to life. She bestows a period of immortality upon him. And that is when they conceive their child. And so the Lion's Gate portal is really this energy about the energy of rebirth, the energy of being born again, the energy of fertility, creating something new, the divine feminine and masculine being brought together to create infinite wealth. And yesterday with the 8-8 portal, we had 3 8s, and they, when turned on their side, represent the infinity symbol. And so yesterday and now the next 8 months, actually, because the stars Sirius and Osiris will be rising with the sun at the eastern horizon for the next 8 months until about February. Or I'm sorry, until about, goodness, is it February? I think it's about May. And so we have 8 months now from the start of the Lion's Gate, where we have increased opportunities for fertility, for abundance, for wealth, for rebirth and new life, because this Lion's Gate is the rebirth. It is the portal of new life. It is the portal of new wealth and abundance. And so now I want to get into how the story of Isis and Osiris and their connection to the star of Sirius and Orion influenced the ancient Egyptian people to a huge degree. Because every year when Sirius began to rise at the eastern horizon, the ancient Egyptians celebrated. And they celebrated because when Sirius and Orion would rise with the sun at the eastern horizon, which is what the Lionsgate portal is about Sirius and Orion hitting that eastern horizon line. That is when the floods would come to their land. That is when the monsoon would come and it would water. The floods would water the crops, and the people of the land would know that their food, their money, their abundance was guaranteed. And so this is really the ancient Egyptians' New Year's time, celebrating the rebirth of the land, the return of the water. And what is water? Water is the energy of wealth. Water is the energy of abundance. It is the energy of the divine feminine flow that this earth continually blesses us with. And so I want you to realize that this new rebirth, this energy of the Lion's Gate is opened, and it is opening, and it will be opening for the next 8 months, bestowing upon us greater and greater opportunities for light, greater and greater opportunities for wealth, abundance, and rebirth. And so I wanted to share with you a little bit more about the star Sirius. This star is twice as big as the sun. It's 25 times more luminous. And so the light rays emitting from this star, rising with the sun on the eastern horizon, may be affecting your DNA. They may be affecting how you feel. They may be causing you to be more tired or lethargic because you are receiving a cosmic upgrade. Okay, you are receiving a cosmic activation. And so I really recommend this is a really good time to ground yourself. It is a good time to drink lots of water, to eat lots of foods that have both sugar and salt. It's a good time to do energy clearing because all of our stuff that is in the way of us lining up to our greatest expression is being released. And here you can see the connection between Orion's belts, which relates to the god Osiris, and Sirius, the goddess Isis, and their connection to the pyramids. And what really astonishes me is that Sirius supposedly lines up a bit indirectly to what is called the Queen's Chamber in the pyramid, and Orion's belt lines up with the King's Chamber. And so this is really a time for us to step into our divinity, to claim our crown, to claim our throne. It is a time when greater wealth and abundance is going to be flowing in. This alignment, right, lines up every year in Egypt. I have a friend in Egypt who shared a really remarkable photo of the alignment yesterday. And so this is a real thing, that these ancient pyramids were actually built in alignment to the stars. And here I have a picture that really sums it up. Did you know pyramids all around the world align with Orion? Okay, so here's Orion's belt, which is related to the ancient god Osiris. Here are different pyramids all over the world. We have the pyramids of Giza, 1, 2, 3. We have the pyramids in China, 1, 2, 3. We have the pyramids in Mexico, 1, 2, 3. And so this alignment of Orion's belt and Sirius with the pyramids, we have to ask ourselves, what type of energy is that activating across the planet? What are the pyramids? Some people say the pyramids were magical portals to other realms. Some people have said that the pyramids were energy factories. I read a book the other day from a man who does channeling, and he said that what the pyramids are Bibles in stone, that they contain the ancient words of God. And they broadcast that frequency out into the planet. And when I read that, I felt my whole body tingle. I felt a really strong yes. I felt a lot of awareness and energy. And we all know that the pyramids are sacred, that there is an energy there, that they are vortexes, that pyramids as a shape activate our energy. And so when we have literally the brightest star in the sky, as well as Orion's belt, the ancient divine pair of Isis and Osiris, as connected to the stars, rising with the eastern horizon, we are rising into our divinity. We are rising into our connection to our highest self. We are rising into our potential. That is not always easy, and that is the hero and heroine's journey. And so if you feel like you are on a hero or heroine's journey right now, you are not alone. And in fact, it is at these times of peak activation that we will feel the most triggered, that we will have toxins be pulled up and out of our bodies. We will have emotions pulled up and out of our bodies. It is very real. And so I want to really encourage you to ground yourself, take time out. Yesterday on 888, I literally had to just hug to the midline, hug the trees, stay low to the ground, because the energy I could feel was like, it was a bit like being on a mushroom trip, honestly. And so whatever these DNA activations are doing for you, you can work with them by drinking lots of water. You can eat lots of fresh fruit, lots of fresh vegetables. The more raw food, the better with this high frequency energy. I also highly recommend energy clearing, energy activations, meditations. And my partner and I did a very powerful uh, Lionsgate 888 wealth clearing activation call last night that, wow, I'm still like, holy cow, really feeling. So if you would like to activate that energy, comment below. I'm happy to send you a link for the replay. And I want you to know that this wealth and abundance, and look at this, we have this, pyramids are associated with the shape of a rainbow. Okay. Pyramids are powerful energy. And we have this activation of that ancient land. We have this activation of the story of Sirius and Orion. We have this activation of divine love being brought together about stepping into our highest path. And so aligning to our true lion-heartedness, our true heart of the lion. And yesterday's astrology does not leave any question as to some of the powerful energies at play. So I just wanted to bring up yesterday 888's chart. And one of the big things that really stood out to me and why I felt that the Lion's Gate is a very real phenomenon, even though there is some debate about the sun. Some people say that the sun is actually still in Cancer. And part of this debate is that the constellation of Leo and the constellation of Cancer are actually a little ways apart from each other. And there's this area that's sort of like, okay, well, when does Cancer end and Leo begin? It's a bit of a question mark. And when you look at the picture of the actual sky, which we'll get to in a moment here, yeah, the sun could be in Cancer, it could be in Leo. My program says Leo, but there are different boundary lines other people follow. So I'm going to respect that. But what I want to show you is this powerful alignment in Leo that we had yesterday. And so even though the sun may or may not be in Leo, there's a bit of a, conversation going on around this. I wanted to show you just how many things, lion planets, there were yesterday at the Lionsgate. So we have Vesta, the asteroid of passion and devotion. We have Regulus, the fixed star, the royal star of the heart of the lion. So we have the heart of the lion, 15 degrees of Leo. We have, which is always there, of course. We have Mercury retrograde in Leo, and I haven't even touched on that because the energy of Lionsgate has been so powerful that I'll have to come back to that at a later time. So we have Regulus, Mercury, we have the sign Isis, and we have Venus all conjunct. And I just thought, wow. So if Sirius, the fixed star, is associated with the goddess Isis, and yesterday we had Regulus, the heart of the lion, conjunct Isis, conjunct Mercury, and conjunct Venus, as well as having the sun moon midpoint in Leo. Yes, we are tapping into the heart of the lion. We are tapping into the courage, the bravery, the power of the lion, Leo the lion, whether the sun has chosen to quite enter that constellation or not. We are having quite a lot of Leo energy being activated. And not only that, but we have the heart of the lion, Regulus, conjunct Venus, the goddess of love, the billionaire planet. And yesterday was 888. And 8 in numerology is all about wealth, abundance, mastery. It is all about stepping into our purpose and claiming our path, stepping into building the foundation for what it is we want to create. And so a lot of people have said 888, it's the best day to manifest. It's the most powerful day to manifest. And I would say it is the most powerful day to set your intention to manifest, because eight as a number numerologically relates to the building of success. It is not a get rich quick energy. It is an energy for building success and mastery with wealth slowly and steadily over time. It is not an energy that, you could receive wins, you could receive windfalls. That's definitely true. I'm not going to put that out of the question. But 888, this portal of Lionsgate, is the time to set the seed, because this is the opening of the gate. This is the opening of the door as Sirius now and Orion come together, the divine couple, divine feminine, divine masculine, shining up at the eastern horizon with the sun for the next 8 months. The next 8 months is the cycle of growth. It is the cycle of things growing. Even if we may have winter here in this hemisphere, in this latitude, it is the time for growing that intention, for growing the wealth. And so if you felt a bit dry, this is the rainy season. And what is the rainy season? The rainy season is wealth, and the rainy season is abundance. And if the pyramids are great anchors for divine power and love and God's presence on this planet, and this is the time of the year when the water flows there, this is when the waters will come, this must be a powerful time. Of course, take it and use it as you want. I also wanted to point out that we have the planet Jupiter, the millionaire planet, conjunct Rigel, which is known as the billionaire star. Those of you who've studied the charts of billionaires, there's actually a repeating factor in what makes someone a billionaire, and it is the fixed star Rigel. That's right. So it is actually conjunct Jupiter right now. And so the combination of the billionaire planet conjunct the heart of the lion, asking us to be courageous about creating wealth and money through doing what we love, and Jupiter, the planet of the millionaire, conjunct the billionaire star, tells me this is a powerful time for creating wealth and for creating abundance. And so my partner and I have put together a membership for the next 8 months and beyond, where we will be doing wealth energy clearing calls, where we'll be clearing blockages in ourselves, in the people who join us, to clearing, to having wealth, to having abundance. And I will also be offering, for those of you who decide to sign up, a bonus astrological reading to look at where these wealth placements are in your astrological chart. So if you'd like to have access to that sign up or to the replay where we share more about this, leave a comment below. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about doing your charts and then having you come to wealth clearing calls, because it's very powerful to combine energy healing with astrology to identify some core blockages you might have and then be able to bring that to the table. So I wanted to share this information with you. I am really excited about what is coming with this energy. I'm excited to keep sharing my work with you all. I feel like we are all going through sort of divine transformation. And if you've been feeling a bit like the energies have been pushing you underwater, and then you've been rising back out and pushing underwater and rising back out, that is what these times are. We are being asked to rise into our greatness, to claim our heart's truth, to step into our roar. And soon the sun will be joining all of these other planets in Leo. And I wanted to share with you what the sky, the actual sky, is looking like right now, and why I'm saying that the sun may not be in Leo yet. So I want to put the ball in your court and have you discern and tell me what you think, because there's a lot of debate about this right now. And I was looking at it and I thought, yeah, I could go either way. I mean, so here we have the constellation of Cancer. And what I do as a True the Stars sidereal astrologer is that I look at the actual sky and you go, Lotus, Isn't that what every other astrologer does? And I would say, yeah, I wish, but the mainstream societal astrology, Western tropical astrology, doesn't follow the actual sky. They are following the actual sky from 2000 years ago. And they somehow still think that's accurate. I'm not going to get into a conversation about that. But what I choose to do is to follow the actual sky. Their system does not take into account precession, which is the slight movement of the stars over time. So, what that can mean is that after 2000 years since the system was created, the constellations have moved backwards from where they were 2000 years ago. So if you think that you're a Gemini, chances are you might actually go back into Taurus. If you think you're a Cancer, you might go back into Gemini. If you think you're a Leo, you might go back into Cancer. I had someone reach out the other day, and I hope you watched this video, and you asked me if you were Sun in Cancer or Leo, and I would say, well, you're right in the middle. Because here we go. We have Cancer, the constellation of Cancer here. We have the sun at the very edge of the little Cancer pincher bug pinchers. So today, right now we could be kind of like at the end of Cancer. If we're at the end of Cancer, the end of water signs, right? Sun in a water sign can be very emotional. In fact, astrologically, they describe the end of Cancer sign or water signs as being like drowning, where you just feel like you're out of control. You don't know what's happening. Things are awash. Things are, unclear. And so, of course, with Mercury retrograde, that could also be affecting people in a big way. I would hug to the midline and focus on the energy of Sirius, on the energy of the light rays that she is emitting along with Orion. I would focus on the coming together of the divine union of Isis and Osiris, their rebirth into the light, and allow that to be like the buoy, the balloon that lifts you upward, that releases you from the lower world challenges where other people are maybe going through their lower dimensional processes. The lower dimensional processes are important. Sometimes we confuse negative emotion with absorbed emotion that is actually from our ancestry or from a past life. And so, as an energy healer and as an energy practitioner, where I work with people on clearing blocks to step forward in their life, 100% of the time, these blocks go back to either trapped ancestral trauma, negative emotions that got carried down through the DNA, through the lineage, or through past life trauma. And when we clear these things, it releases us from lower dimensions, it releases us from negative emotions, and it liberates us to step forward in our mission and our purpose. And that's why I've been really teaming up with my partner, Michael Grady, to work with the astrology and energy clearing to assist people to break free, to come into their true being, their true purpose, and their true alignment. Because this is the time, my friends, with Venus, right, the goddess of love, the billionaire planet, and Mercury having this little triangle love affair with Regulus, the heart of the lion. So our communication, even though retrograde, conjunct the heart of the lion, we might be able to access our hearts right now, right? The heart of the lion with courage. We might be able to access our hearts with courage and choose now, Venus being the goddess of abundance, the billionaire planet, to step forwards into creating money and wealth that is heart led, that is heart driven. I feel that as a collective, our soul, sun, is deeply emotionally Cancer, feeling called to step into our hearts, to communicate what we feel from our hearts, and are choosing to create income, to create wealth, to put our energy towards what it is that our hearts desire to create. And this is powerful. And we have the assistance of Sirius. And Sirius is located in Canis Major, right here. We have this opportunity with Sirius, with the lion's belt. And so interesting how Rigel, the billionaire star, is right here at the foot of Orion. And Orion relates to the god Osiris in ancient Egypt. And if you think about wealth, I'm sure Osiris was very, very wealthy. And so it feels like a time where we're being invited to step into love, to step into our hearts. And, as easy as that sounds, that's probably not actually the easiest thing to do. And so I want to invite you again to join Michael Grady and myself. Either watch the replay where we do the wealth clearing call from last night, 888, or if you'd like to join us, we're doing another event this Sunday, because this time is such a profound opportunity, my friends, as is every moment. But looking at the astrology, it's a profound opportunity to step into our hearts, to choose what we love, and to act from that. And Michael and I are very committed to assisting as many people as possible to stepping into our hearts, to clearing the blockages in the way of following our path, being in tune with our purpose, and living that life, embodying it, bringing it into the physical, manifesting it. And that is such a powerful, powerful road to be on. And I know you're all on it. And so if you'd like support or assistance, comment below, join us, and know that we are all connected. We are all going through this right now. And shed the layers, let go of the stuff that's in your way, and tap into the goodness that is you, because you are powerful, you are a gift, you're a blessing, and you're so deeply loved. So much love, my friends. I will be back on here more. There's so much happening and still have to share with you. Oh, so exciting. Such an exciting time. Biggest love.